ever since I can remember, I found the universe absolutely amazing. The fact that I existed at all seemed astonishing. But at the same time, I feel that a person who has these interests should also be sensuous, and that religion has no business excluding the sensuous aspect of our lives, in being so uptight about sex, for example, and down on it. So I regard my own life as a kind of, I have a foot in both worlds. I have a foot in the sky, as it were, and a foot very much on the earth. You know, when you get a form to fill out and it says name, address, age, sex, and some people write yes under sex. So in the same way, if I had a entry to fill in religion, I just write yes, because I'm tremendously interested in religion, but at the same time, I don't think partisanship in religion is intellectually respectable. Now, you see, Buddhism is sometimes called atheism, but that's incorrect. It's not that Buddhists believe that there is no God. They don't believe in any particular conception of God, any particular idea, because they feel that's like trying to grasp water in your fingers, or to catch space in a net. You can't do it. Or another analogy would be, it's like trying to bite your own teeth, because you are it. We have a philosophy which we've inherited, that we as people are not really related to the universe. We say, I came into this world. Now, we did nothing of the kind. We came out of this world in just the same way to say a baby comes out of a womb or an apple comes out of a tree. And the apple, therefore, shows something about the nature of the tree. And so the human being likewise shows something about the nature of the universe. The universe is doing us. The division of the world into the positive and the negative, and the male and the female. In Genesis, it is the creature that is split and not God, whereas in the tradition of the Hindus, God splits and becomes all this. What would you do if you were God? You know, if you knew everything, all possible futures, all possible pasts, and you were absolutely in control, you would find it very boring, and so you would say, get lost, go into an adventure. Forget who you are. And so the Hebrews say that when God created Adam, he put into Adam the Yetzer Hara, which is the wayward spirit. And I call it the element of irreducible rascality. And I find it very hard to relate to people who are not aware of this in themselves. People I really like have a certain glint in their eye, which indicates that they're not entirely perfect. I'm also saying that I realize that as a personality who's before the public eye, Alan Watts, I'm a bit of a fake. Maybe a genuine fake, but still I know that behind the front that I present to the world is a good deal of scotch tape and wire and string and the stuff that holds it together. And I say this to give you courage to go on with your show, because you know very well that you've got a lot of wire and stuff holding the scene together and that you're not entirely what you look like on the outside. But all life is basically showbiz. The whole universe is, as you look out at it at night, a fireworks display. Well, we send up fireworks on the 4th of July and so on because we want to celebrate. And so in this way, the entire universe is a celebration. I know I retain my English way of talking, even though I live in the United States. I have given up trying to be natural, because I really don't know what it would be. I live in America. To be natural here, what? Should I speak like a Hopi? What? Or like Middle West? Or like I came from Boston? Or like Los Angeles? Say Los Angeles? I don't know. Of course, I take the premise that everything is natural. although that really doesn't mean or say very much, because if you say anything about everything, then people wonder what you were saying. This is the deepest problem of philosophy, because all words are like boxes. And when you say, are you male or female? Are you a Democrat or a Republican? Are you a tinker, tailor, soldier, sailor, rich man, poor man, beggar man, thief? Into what class do you go, you see? All words classify. But we know, although we can't really say, that there's underneath all classes something which we call existence. And we only understand existence by contrast with not existence, so that we can see intuitively that both existence and not existence are the positive and negative poles of something we can't think about at all, because it is us, and we can't bite our own teeth, and so we cannot conceive what we basically are. But some people have got onto it, that there is that, and therefore they're not afraid of death, because they know that's just the negative pole in now you see it, now you don't. Is you is or is you ain't? Well, you have to be ain't to be is. You wouldn't know that you were alive unless you'd once been dead. All knowledge is a matter of contrast. And so as we go back in our memories and trace them to our earliest childhood, it becomes a place where it fades out. And we realize there was a time when we were not. But out of that not came something. You have to have nothing in order to have something. Just as you have to have space for there to be stars. And the space is black and the stars are bright. And the stars come out of space just as sight comes out of your invisible head.
Isn't there an excitement of some sort to try to, whatever it is, and to make more fulfilled what your life is by the very nature, since obviously we're connected to someone else, to make the world itself more fulfilled in some small way?
There are really two basic ways of doing it, it seems to me. One is to become as finite as possible. That is to say, to get involved in desperate situations, as in falling in love, as in war, as in adventure, where you get your kicks by losing control, by being in danger. And being in love is being in great danger. Now the other way is waking up to discover that you're not in danger at all, that you substantially are the eternal source of the universe, and that you will go through all sorts of transformations, but there's nothing to worry about. And therefore, in this way of understanding, you're able more to play it as a game than to live it as something serious. So you don't take yourself seriously. G.K. Chesterton made the remark that the angels fly because they take themselves lightly. I would think that the greatest people in the world could be very involved, but be what we call a good sport. And that is that if you lose, you aren't depressed. You take it all as a game, and you don't have to say to yourself all the time, you must win. I'm inclined to feel that most of the troubles that go on in the world are created by people who take life seriously. And therefore they can't forgive. They must have what they desire. They regard it with excessive urgency. And if they didn't take it so seriously, they wouldn't make so much trouble. Because we have the proverb, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And getting people liberated from feeling that one absolutely must survive. When you feel that, you see, survival is a drag. You have to go on. Confucius put it beautifully. He said, a man who understands the nature of life in the morning can die with content in the evening, because he's liberated from feeling that he absolutely must go on. life.